I will tell you my story. Some of it is fact, some of it is not, but it is all true. My name is Cynthia. My father died when I was but a child, and I became the ward of my stepmother, who disliked me, finding me strange and my demeanor and habits disconcerting. My stepsister was encouraged to shun my company. I was not dejected by their avoidance. I was not interested in the same vain pursuits as they. I was consumed by a passion for the sciences, and in particular the study of life and the workings of the flesh. My only friends in the loneliness of genius were the mice, but they made poor companions for a creature of my ambition, and I began to wonder, could they be made more intelligent by some means hitherto undiscovered by science? I commenced conducting experiments, providing the mice with the clothes of civilized societies in an effort to bring their intellectual level up out of the morass of animal instincts. With promises of food, I encouraged them to recruit and re-educate other mice. I fed them grain laced with a potent concoction of my own invention to rapidly grow their brain power. Initially, the experiments were successful. The mice began to organize themselves into a social hierarchy with rudiments of language and basic crafting skills. However, the effects were temporary and the side effects devastating. They became prone to fits of frantic song and dance and were seized by episodes of violence, which, in their frenzy, were directed even towards the house cat. Their behavior was so unnatural that I might have ended my meddling there, but I was possessed by the spirit of discovery, and my experiments became only more ambitious. Seized with the madness of insatiable curiosity, my next subject was the farm dog. Him I recrafted into a more perfect servant, a footman to wait upon my needs and assist my projects. The mice, foolish and intellectually stunted though they were, I nevertheless wished to expand upon my research of and see what would happen if their tiny size was increased 1,000-fold. I transplanted their tiny minds into horses. Lizard heads I grafted onto the shoulders of vagrants to create coachmen, and with my passion for the natural sciences I grew monstrous gourds to serve as shelter and transport. Then, to bring together all my great field of study, I assembled an outing of my creations to parade them before the king and all his noble subjects on the night of a great ball. But far from the wonder and awe I had anticipated, I was met with outcries of horror and panicked disgust. It was then I looked upon my creations and saw them for the monstrosities they were. In a frenzy of despair, I fled from the palace, and my miserable creations met with ruin upon the road. Alas, my stepsister recognized a shoe I had left behind at the scene of the wreck. The following day, soldiers came to my house to arrest me for my heresy against God and man. In my mad panic, I sought to mislay the blame upon my sister, and that is how they found me, forcing the incriminating shoe onto her bloody foot. I had removed her big toe to make it fit. So here I await the judgment of my fellow creatures. The king and his government, nay, they are not my fellows. I mean my mice. They will come for me this night, the night before I will hang for what lesser intellects call my crimes. They will come and take their just revenge.